surprised to find that the designation we call late antiquity as a period of study is fairly recent, since only the early 70s, starting with Peter Brown. But for those in our audience who might not be too familiar with this period, what are its precise chronological boundaries, and what made the later period of antiquity so unique in and of itself, apart from the other periods of antiquity, aside from it being of a later date?
Uh, this is wonderful that you ask this question after what we just said, because it's precisely since Peter Brown, since in the last 50 years, then that what was called previously uh, the decline and fall of the Roman Empire, since Gibbon, became uh, a period in which not only you see the decline of antiquity, but you see the emergence of a new world, which will become the world of the Middle Ages, both Christian and Islamic, both Latin Christian, Greek Christian, or Byzantine and Arabic Islamic in the Middle East. You see this coming. Now, you ask about the precise boundaries. There are no precise boundaries. Different people define late antiquity in different ways. Um, in To be precise, late antiquity does not start before Constantine becomes a Christian.
Mm.
So it's in the 4th century. You have a world in which you have Christians and pagans and Jews and others, if you want. So this is, but you have Christians and Jews already in the 1st and 2nd century, and Christians certainly. And so late antiquity can be defined as long. Some scholars go very far and speak about the 1st millennium.
Mm.
I don't follow, until Avicenna, if you want. That's a bit stretching it, I think. But I think that certainly until the Abbasid revolution, you have in the Arabic speaking Middle East, or the Middle East run by Arabic speaking people, not everybody speaks Arabic, but you have then uh, it, the 1st Islamic century is very much also a Byzantine century. The administration, the money, the patterns of thought, everything in many
Iconography.
ways is still late ancient.
Mm.
So, and we now, most scholars recognize that you have late antiquity is when you have pagans plus Christians plus Jews plus others, and eventually plus Muslims. So that's, and I think that this is the way in which, to define it a bit broadly, is the way through which you can show that Islam, including Arabia, Arabia in the 7th century is not an unknown territory. It belongs to late antiquity. Arabia Felix, the happy Arabia of the Romans, is a place in which, in many ways, although we know very little about it, we know some uh, through epigraphy and so on, we know that there are Christians and there are Jews and there are pagans. And so Arabia is part of this big whirlpool or crucible, if you want, in which Islam is born, and this is a late antique crucible. So that's this now, I think, is accepted by most scholars, although most scholars of late antiquity don't know Arabic, and therefore they tend not to touch early Islam, but this is changing also.
Definitely, with a couple people